And hello and good morning. I'm David Bowles, and this is Bowles.tv. B-O-L-E-S dot television. And we're live and we're not live. I have my headphones on, but I still have this very strange echo going on that I can't quite figure out. I don't know if it's better to have the headphones on or the headphones off. And we talked about these yesterday. I guess it depends if there's an echo out there, or if I am somehow out of sync with my mouth. Maybe I'll listen to the television and see. With my mouth. Maybe I'll listen to the television and see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, three. Okay. Hey, Commissioner Gordon is logging in and saying hello and says that we're okay. So I guess I just have to ignore the voice in my head or just take off the headphones. But we're glad we have Gordon with us. Taking this off. Our friend Dora sent us a Twitter message saying that she's very busy. She hopes to return. She finished a piece of art that she was commissioned to design. She's glad to get that finished. Very proud of it. She's hoping to retire maybe September. Her work has asked her to stay until September. First it was January, then it was March, April, May. That was the end of June. Now it's September. But she's thinking they might have her stay until January. So who knows? And then she's going to Philadelphia for 2 weeks. She might be here. She might not be here. Who knows? Well, it's been an eventful day. Meaning 24 hours since we were last together. As the mysterious social media company, now formerly known as Facebook, debuted their alpha test of NFTs. I think I could talk about this because it's public now, so if not, you may never see me again. I'll mysteriously disappear. And usually when I hear from Facebook, it's around 2 o'clock Eastern, which is like half my day is gone by the time I guess that they're getting going in California, which is 11 a.m. their time, I think. So they get there, they get set up, and they decide to communicate, so it's 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock, I get a message saying, hey, your digital collectibles is now available. Link your wallet and go, go, go. And by the way, remember, first day, do your first post today, like you said you would. Okay. So I do. And I go to my page. And see, it's hard with Facebook because for a while you couldn't just have a page. If you wanted a business page, you also had to have a personal account to manage the page. So there's always confusion when you're logging into Facebook to manage your page. You have to log in using your main personal account, which I never really use. Because I find some aspects of Facebook disturbing and unfortunate. Excuse me, I'm being hotboxed by my neighbors, 9 a.m. Well, it feels a little high school-y to me. Like I'll friend you, who friends first, who friends second, I will unfriend you, and the back and forth and the wars, and there's a Reddit group called Insane People Facebook, and you go and you read that and you think, oh boy, that's a toxic swim. But if you manage it right and you make it professional and you're there for your business page and you're not really there to interact personally with people from high school, then it's fabulous. You get a lot of reach. As I've said many times before, if you spend $100 in advertising on Facebook to, let's say, get more followers, you would get 100 followers for, let's say, $100. You spend that same $100 on Twitter to get the same 100 followers, you maybe get 2. So is it the algorithm? Is it the interest? I don't know, but way back when I was just getting started on social media, the bang for your buck as an advertiser was 100% Facebook and never Twitter. And I tried to get Twitter to bounce and up and would spend more money. It just nothing happened. Very weird. But for some reason, I have like 40,000 followers on Twitter and like 14 on Facebook. Well, those are bots on Twitter. Now, they could be, but there was a time about 10 years ago when I knew that I had a lot of bots following me on Twitter. And when people are investigating you or doing a search or seeing if, they want to advertise with you or work with you, they use those programs to say how many followers are fake. And the big celebrities, 80% of their followers are purchased. It's a big mess. But what can you do? How can you block a bot? You really can't. So I did a little test on my account, and there were like 200,000 at that time, 10 years ago, bots following me. I was horrified. I didn't know any of these people. I wasn't following them back. And at that time, you could hire companies who would ban and block these bots. You can't do it anymore because Twitter doesn't allow it. So it cost me about $1,000 to get rid of all those awful bots. And at one time, had about 46,000, 45,000, 44,000 followers. I knew at that point in time that they were all not bots because I had just paid to wipe them out. And it's really over the last 10 years stayed consistently there. So I'm sure there are a few bots, but there are not that many that there used to be. It's the bot economy. So 2:00 rolls around, you have access. I go to my page, I don't have access. And, it's an alpha. They're helping, you're testing. You knew something like that was going to happen. So I email back the Facebook people and say, hey, it's not on my account. And about 10 minutes later, I got an email back saying, hey, yeah, we're working on it. Give us an hour and we'll have it enabled. There's some problem with your account. Now, I've had problems with my Facebook page for many, many years. Sometimes I can pin things. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I can boost a post. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I get insights on a post. Sometimes there's no insight to be had. It's not really something I understand. I try not to worry about it too much. But, glitchiness of things working and not working, in my limited experience, are much more devastating on the Facebook side than on the Twitter side. Twitter, for me, at least, just pretty much seems to work day in and day out. And I know engineers who make fun of the Twitter backend, but it's held together with rope and chains. Whereas Facebook is supposed to be, top notch, lots of engineers, lots of functional diversity. So I'm trying to figure out what to do because I'm waiting to do this NFT. I'm doing stuff. So I was ready, around 2:30 to get my daily required post out of the way. Not daily, but twice a week. But they wanted the first one yesterday. And I had a long interview with Ishita Banerjee of Soul Curry Art. And so I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally, about 2.5 hours later, I get an email back saying, okay, it's fixed. Go connect your wallet. And I went and I tried and I did. And it was sort of an interesting process of connecting. And I'll show you what that was like. So, hey, this is what it first looks like. You go to your page. Let me show you my page. Not that. Oh, there's Mr. Gordon. Where's my page? Oh, I guess this is my page. And you go here to the dots, and then you go down, and there it is. Digital collectibles. And that's what was missing at 2 o'clock yesterday that they then added 2.5 hours later. Okay, so you click on that, and we'll click on that, but right now, not right now. You click on that, and you get this page saying, hey, share digital collections with your followers and fans. Not all followers are fans, obviously. It doesn't say friends either, does it? Connect a digital wallet to share your NFTs. Securely connect digital wallets. Share collections from multiple blockchains. Your page will be tagged in the digital collectibles as a creator or owner. Okay, get started. So you click on the button. Okay. Hey. Once the digital wallet is connected, these are the warnings. Anyone managing your page, some pages have multiple managers, can view or share its collectibles and may be able to associate the collectibles with the wallet address. So that's kind of a warning that if you purchased NFTs and you have people managing your page, they can mess with your collection. Anyone managing the page can disconnect your digital wallet at any time without warning. You can report shared digital collectibles that don't comply with community guidelines. And I had an interesting experience with that as well that I didn't know anything about that I'll show you in a minute. To add extra security to your Facebook account, you can turn on two-factor authentication in security settings. And I have done that. I use a two-factor app, and I also use a key where I have this programmed, several of these different sizes and styles. I just put my finger here and it logs me into Facebook. Different version. This is a C version. No, that unlocks my computer. This is the C version, which I love. And then on the other end of it is the Thunderbolt connection one, which I love as well. And I carry that with me and hide it everywhere I go. And by the way, it's important to put on that kind of authentication. And one thing I have to say about Facebook is when people try to mess with you on Facebook, Facebook lets you know. As an example, our Jana Marie has been getting these notifications on her Facebook account that she never, ever, ever, ever uses, saying, hey, you're having trouble logging in. So here's the code for you to log in. She's not trying to log into Facebook. And then it's very nice. They have a link there that says, if you didn't request this login, let us know. And you click on the link and they say, thanks for letting us know. And then I believe what they do is they block that account or that IP address or something like that. Most companies don't go that far. They just say, hey, here's your login account, like WordPress. If it wasn't you, ignore it. Well, that's not an answer. If it wasn't you, let us know so we can, try to protect you from this happening again. LinkedIn is good on that one. Hey, somebody's trying to log into your account. If it wasn't you, click on this link to let us know. And you have to be very careful what you click on because the scammers know that people send those messages and then they have a malicious link that you click on and then they try to log you in and they steal your account information. Now, I'm quite certain that this recent flood of trying to break into Jana's account is related to that deaf community scam that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, where somehow she was included in this mass group chat where one friend got ripped off for at least $200 and probably a lot more. So I think this is the fallout from that. They waited a day or two, trying to get in contact with her. We blocked things. So now they're trying to get into her Facebook account, I guess, to take it over, to get access to her contacts, which there aren't any there. And it's disappointing that you just can't live a life trying to figure out what you want to do without having people trying to mess with you. So here you go. Step 2. By continuing, you understand anyone managing your page can view and share collectibles from a wallet. So that's kind of interesting and also sort of neat that, if you have someone helping you and you want them to promote an NFT, they can just do it. It's neat. And this is where it gets interesting. Select a wallet. Connect a digital wallet to share your collectibles. Facebook won't be able to make changes to your wallet. And as you can see, they only have one wallet listed. It's MetaMask, which is a fine wallet. I actually enjoy it. I prefer the Coinbase wallet just because it's connected to my Coinbase account, but there is a theory that you can, I guess it's not a theory anymore, connect a Coinbase wallet to MetaMask. It's brand new, though. I don't want to risk it. I like having 2 separate things, one for beta testing, one that's my regular collectible account. If you don't see your wallet listed, then you're going to be in trouble because you're not going to be able to be in this test. So then you click, hey, continue and agree. Boom. Okay, so now you're in. And the process is very simple, very fast. It pulls all of your collectibles into your account. So you click on that account that we saw before, right? This digital collectibles. You click on that, and that takes you to your collectibles page. Now, I thought that this was going to be a public page, which, as far as I can tell, it's not a public page. Which is good, because there are things here you can see that I'm going to show you that are in my wallet that I didn't know were in my wallet. Now, this happens quite a lot on OpenSea, where people just airdrop you stuff that you don't want, you don't know about, you didn't ask for. And so OpenSea tends to hide it. And if you look hard, and if it's there, they'll show you some of the hidden things. Like on my main account, there are 20 hidden things, but I can only see like 6 of them. And even if I say, hey, show me everything, it won't show me everything. So I don't know if they're deleted or they were stolen or so. It's very confusing. So this is what I saw yesterday. This is my main collection right here, which is fabulous. Hey, there's Mr. Gordon. Was that like when I sent you the NFT via the one way and you didn't see it? Yes, but it wasn't in the hidden because that was the first place I checked. But then like a week or 2 later, it did show up. And then I unhid it on OpenSea to show it twice. And then it's just like it got rehidden. It's very strange. So this is my main collection that I'll show you. Then they have divided it into the Me 6 avatars. And yesterday, and I reported this, all of these were empty. They had question marks by them. And I said, is there any way to force a metadata refresh? They have yet to answer me. This OpenSea Collections, click on this. This is all the junk that was hidden from me on OpenSea. And I asked Facebook, I said, I don't even know what this stuff is. Can I delete it? Can I burn it? Because I in my MetaMask on my phone, where I can see my NFTs, I don't see any of this. I don't even know it's there. And my MetaMask wallet really is independent. So it's not connected to OpenSea. My Coinbase wallet is sort of managed by Coinbase, but the MetaMask isn't. But I see this on Facebook. I don't know what this is. I don't know what that is. This I want to burn. This sexy girl with bikini number 7. I don't know what 8 and 9 reveal, but I don't think I want to know. So I click on this because I say, what is this? Why is it here? And I said, what? 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 Who sent this to me? And if I click on this, share to feed, which I'll show you in a minute, it'll go on my Facebook page. I don't want that. But as long as I guess this is all hidden, nobody can see this but me and probably the Facebook, okay. OpenSea collection. Yeah, I have a Potion Bro. And some of these NFTs, I guess, can be malicious, where they say, hey, you have hidden content on here. Click on this to unlock it. And then you click on it, and it's some nasty thing that drains your wallet. So I don't want this. I don't want to see any of this. I don't know what it's doing here, except for this one. Hey! An unfortunate murder. Now, this is the original, I believe, which has now been hidden or placed in this collection from Commissioner Gordon. I don't know why it's here. On OpenSea, sometimes you can see your hidden stuff and sometimes you can't. It's very weird. I saw this hidden and I said make it public, and it did make it public. But maybe it reverted. I don't know. But this is not OpenSea. This is now Facebook. So this is the one that arrived a week or two later. Very strange. And the strange thing is, this was airdropped to me by the commissioner and got hidden. And then we resent it. He resent it. The commissioner resent it. And it wasn't hidden. Now, I wonder if this one's on was this the Polygon one? Maybe that's what's going on. Ah, the Polygon blockchain. Now that's interesting. Maybe that's where a lot of this stuff gets put. The hidden stuff gets hidden. Like if it's on Polygon and it's not a known verified sender somehow, then they know they're sending it for free or something. That's the only thing I can think of. But it's unfortunate because this is something that I would want to have that I didn't even know was there. The rest of this stuff, I don't want this. So this is the beginning of my story. And the story is not over. The story is going to continue because I've made several mistakes. Most of them made in the 8 o'clock hour of this morning, right before we went live. Why do I do this to myself? Self-sabotage. Or it's challenging the system. I don't know. If it's anarchy, count me in. So we're taking a very brief break, back to continue our delightful saga with NFTs. Returning in a moment. And hey, we're back. I put these on out of habit. Echo. I don't know. Something changed. I love computers. I hate technology. Or maybe it's the other way around. I see, however, checking out the chat, that one of our favorite bots is now back after getting banned. I banned the bot because I didn't know any better. And that bot is named Commander Root. Account created October 23, 2011. It has a badge. It is verified. Okay. It's a bot, but it's verified. Okay. Direct Relief Charity 2018. Don't know what that means, but it's part of its badge. And it has turbo. A bot that has turbo. So Commander Root, I understand, is a bot that tracks bad bots. So you can use Commander Root to get rid of bad bots that are joining your stream and making your life miserable. They also say that Commander Root, metricizes your stream by evaluating who's there, who's not there, who's chatting, who's not chatting, who's a bot, who's not a bot. Hey, bye-bye. So I thought, oh gosh, well, Commander Root's there, tracking my people, and block Commander Root. And then I learned there are good bots and there are bad bots, and Commander Root is actually a good bot. Commander Root is a bot you want to invite to your show and stay on your show, because as you improve, as things change, Commander Root will maybe, connect you, report you in good ways to people, things that are looking and checking. So you can't hide from Commander Root because it's always there. So after I realized this, I went through and unbanned all the bots I had banned by hand. I banned them. I had to unban them all by hand. I did not run Commander Root because I couldn't figure it out. And that was maybe 6 weeks ago. And I keep looking every day when I did the unban. Oh, is Commander Root back? Every day I check. And I believe that today is the first day that Commander Root has returned to the fold. Commander Root, we welcome you. I didn't know you were a verified bot. I didn't know there was such a thing, but now I know. I wonder if these other bots are verified, because we have other bots that I know are bots, like MooBot is a bot. MooBot is not verified. Oh, it is verified. Never mind. Verified, GlitchCon 2020, and an all-access pass. Okay, that's cool. So the good bots are verified. I did not know that. Name that person, late night personality. I did not know that. The answer is Johnny Cars. The Great Karnak. I did not know that. Johnny who? So here we are back to our wallets and the ongoing saga of our life with Facebook NFTs. Now, I realized when I was invited to this NFT alpha test, and they said you're one of 10 people in the world, that it would be a lot of work. Because when you beta test, people think, oh, we'll just go there, have fun. But it's not that. You have to prepare. There are problems. There are things that go wrong. You have to report things. You have to repeat things. But we have a whole list of things to report and repeat. So for some reason, all of our me avatars have been separated into this 7 collectible set. Here's one that's not loading. Now, on OpenSea, there's a little ... you can click on that says refresh the metadata, and then it will go out onto the blockchain and pull the image. But I don't think Facebook has that available. But yesterday at 4:30, all of these were blank. Now, as you know, if you're a listener, and watcher of this live stream. Me6 is a bot that provides interesting functions and features on your Discord server. And it's a way to raise capital. They were selling a lifetime pass that gives you Web3 functionality, crypto, and an avatar. Nobody cares about the avatar. Everybody wants the function, but it's just the opposite. Everybody cares about the avatar, and most people don't care what the function is. So they had problems where the avatars were released and then they were taken back because there were glitches and problems and mistakes, which I think are the most valuable avatars out there. And they were replaced. And so I contacted the guy that I know very well at Me6 and also on their generic Twitter account. I sent them a DM saying, hey, I'm going to talk about you in this social media beta test, alpha test of NFTs. And I know that you had problems, but I'm not here for your problems. I'm here to celebrate the actual function of a functioned NFT. So if you're interested, I'll send you a few questions and we can have a conversation about it. And then I'll use that in the beta. Never responded. So maybe I'll post about it and maybe I won't. But my feelings of comity and of getting along and trying to help them, pretty much gone. If you don't want my help, it's okay. So here we go with the collectibles that are 32. Okay, so I click on this. Now this is what I expected to see. Only this. With the Me6 stuff in here too. I don't know why it was separated. I don't know why the hidden stuff was hidden. Maybe that's all Polygon. This is all Ethereum. I don't know. I should go back and check. Maybe I'll go back and check. Let's just see what network this is on. Yeah, it's on Polygon. That must be how they're doing this. If it's on Polygon, flags are raised because most people who know what they're doing so far know that you have to send it on Ethereum just because it's... There's no sound, I hope. Just because it's the way it's done. Yep, Polygon. Okay, now it's getting interesting, actually. Now we're seeing a pattern of behavior here, which is really unfair to Polygon people. But I guess it makes sense. Here's your Ethereum stuff, which is one set of things, and here is your Polygon stuff. It keeps it simple because if you want to burn something, I've learned, there's a Polygon burn address and there is an Ethereum burn address. Oh, now that's interesting. Can we reload the page? I don't even know what that was. I don't even know what this is. Oh, there it is. Polygon. And I think we know this one's going to be Polygon as well. Animated Polygon. Okay, so there you go. So now I wish they would say this is Polygon stuff and this is Ethereum stuff. I wish they'd say that, but I guess they think if you're collecting, you know. You don't know. I don't have any Polygon stuff. So here we go. This is our collection that we will be celebrating on the Facebook. Some Jana Marie stuff here that we're going to use for teaching. She's my delicious backup. Here's some Ukraine stuff. Igba stuff, Soul Curry Art stuff, meow. Ian Jones, Professor Commissioner Gordon. And we click on this and it's blang, 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 and here we go, Ethereum. Now we've solved the mystery, Mr. Moriarty. More Jana Marie. Oh, yeah, and then this stuff. Okay, so there it is. It's all there, right? So, Gordon was briefly a professor. I had no idea. Where were you a professor? This is very interesting. This is new information. I think we're going to need a report with footnotes. Professor Commissioner Gordon. I love it. Professor Davidescu, Commissioner Gordon. One and the same, we never know. They've never been in the room at the same time. I know. In my mouth, I said commissioner. And then you corrected me and said you were a professor. So if you were a professor, or are you saying that I briefly made you a professor? Well, if that's what you mean, then you are a professor, and I hereby bestow upon you the Bowles University PhD in functional governance. Whatever that means. It means whatever you want it to be. That's one thing I loved about the old days of Apple. When you were hired at Apple, when Steve Jobs was there, and they were just starting out, they gave you business cards, and they said, what do you want to call yourself? Innovator of issues. That's your title. Make up your own title. And people did. And they were wacky titles. It's what they wanted to be known as. I think it's beautiful. Now it's all corporate structure, and you report to me, and I report to you, and meow. Oh, here we go. Getting more information from Gordon. It was an honorary title. Oh, I was watching Twilight Zone the other day, and the actor that was the professor on Gilligan's Island played a fantastic scientist in an early season 1 episode. Yes. His name is Russell something. Yes. Was it the Abraham Lincoln episode? I absolutely agree. He was a fantastic, fantastic actor. And then, as happens, and it happens a lot, especially in the early days of television, like 60s, 70s, you're a terrific actor. I mean, really terrific. And he was a great, great actor. And then, you just say yes to everything because you want to work. It was an episode in which a criminal being gets accidentally time shifted to present day. Right. Now you've made me wonder. But before I get to the wondering, and you're desperate to work, and you say yes to everything. Twilight Zone. At that time, terrible. The real stars were in the movies. You weren't on television. Especially not a stupid thing like the Twilight Zone. Well, now it's become, wow, the Twilight Zone. But back then it was like this weird thing that the desperate CBS was trying to use to fill time. So you would say yes to everything, and you get signed, and okay, here's this new show. Hey, there's Gordon again. I also saw an episode which basically was an early version of the modern television show The Good Place. Oh, that's very interesting. And so you're a desperate actor, and they say, hey, we're doing this thing called Gilligan's Island. And stowaways, the SS Minnow. You want to do it? So you say, sure, I want the money. I'll do whatever. So you sign, you do a couple of shows, and it's awful. And you think, okay, so I got paid. I'm going to move on, do something else. And then it sort of becomes a big hit. And it was for about a half a year, a big hit, Gilligan's Island, believe it or not. TV Guide said so. And then you're a really great actor, and you're stuck in this ridiculous television show, and you are fantastic as the professor. Best actor on the show. Although Bob Denver is very talented. I mean, he plays a wide variety of characters. And you're stuck. And you're stereotyped. And for the rest of your acting career, no matter what you do, you are known as the professor on Gilligan's Island. And people don't even know your name. He's Russell something. Gordon says a gangster dies and finds himself in a place where an angel-like character gives him whatever he wants. And then after a couple of months, he's bored, and he says to the angel character, I thought this was heaven. And the angel character cackles and said, what made you think that? This is the other place. I remember that episode. It's very interesting, very good. I don't think I liked the actor in it, though. He was really not very good. But the idea of the show is terrific. So for the rest of your life, you know, it's The Professor. And the same thing on that show happened to Tina Louise, where she was an up-and-coming actress. She had great talent. People liked her. She said, I'll do this Gilligan thing. And then you're signed to a long-term contract. It becomes a hit. They own you for 7 years. Gordon says, my favorite episode remains Time Enough at Last, I think it was called. Yes, I think that was the Burgess Meredith Library episode. Dennis Hopper episode, where he is the rise of the Nazi, is one of the best things I've ever seen on television. And so Tina Louise, unlike The Professor, had a fit. Didn't want to be ginger, renounced gingerism, would not be on the reunion shows and play along and be ginger. She refused. Gordon says, as someone who can easily read a couple of books in a day, I appreciate it. Absolutely right. Got to see the Twilight Zone. See if I can find Twilight Zone. It's a John Wilkes Booth episode. 1906, Russell Johnson. Yeah, this is really a very good one. The Professor and Mary Ann. And the Professor wasn't even part of the song. They added that in season 2. There he is. Wonderful, wonderful episode. Probably the one Gordon was talking about, where he goes back in time. And this is John Wilkes Booth, but Russell Johnson, the Professor, doesn't know that at the time. He just thinks he's some weird guy who's going to see a play and doesn't realize until later that he's the one who assassinates the president. And he is really, really terrific in that episode. He's a great, great actor. I believe he recently died, didn't he? Yeah, 2014. 89. You can't beat that, really. Long before he was known as the Professor, in Gilligan's Island, Russell Johnson was a well-known character actor, starring in several westerns and sci-fi classics. He was a tremendous talent. So that's what happens when you're an actor in Hollywood. You get stuck. And Tina Louise, they offered her a lot of money to come back and be Ginger in these reformations, the reunion shows. And she wouldn't do it. They begged her, they pleaded with her, they bribed her, and she said no. Which I find really, really disappointing. Because it's not that hard to say yes. And the fans want it. That's your fan base. You don't want that to be your fan base because you're Tina Louise. Well, Russell Johnson just went with it. And that's part of the reason why that show is so authentic, because of the Professor. And then you have Alan Hale Jr., who is the skipper, who was trying to live up to his father's reputation, signed, did Gilligan, and then went the other way. He was no longer Alan Hale Jr. for the rest of his life. He was the Professor, and he lived up to it. He wanted people to call him Skipper. And he would wear the outfit from the show every day in his life. So you have one extreme, Tina Louise, nothing to do with Ginger, and you have the other extreme, the skipper who only wants to be the skipper for the rest of his life because it gave him a life and gave him a career. And then you have Bob Denver, who just kind of went around, did stuff. Terrific actor. I had a student at Rutgers who I said, you can have the kind of career that Bob Denver's had. Maynard Krebs, Gilligan, a wide variety of things. You have that look, that sort of comedy feel. His name was Danny. And he looked at me and said, "Who's Bob Denver?" I said, you need to know Bob Denver. You know Gilligan's Island? Yeah. He didn't. Yeah. Look for it. And then go on the internet and look up Bob Denver and see what he did with his life. He was a very interesting actor. Hey, it's Commissioner again. Johnny Depp went around to hospitals dressed as this pirate character and brought a lot of joy to kids. That's different. I love that. That's what you're supposed to do. But when Johnny Depp would go home, he wasn't wearing the pirate outfit. Alan Hale Jr. was the skipper 24 hours a day, which was a little extreme and slightly sad. And we had this same problem with Batman, the original Batman, Adam West. Fantastic actor. I'll do Batman a season or two, I'll do other things. And you do Batman, and it's a big hit, and at that time, not a lot of money. You didn't get any residuals. No one on Gilligan's Island or Batman got any of the money. Only the producers did. Sidney, whatever his name is. Rich from Gilligan's Island. And Adam West, for the rest of his life, was known as Batman. I wrote an article about him. He came to Lincoln, Nebraska to go to a car show. We were in the men's bathroom together. X103. And I watched him change into his Batman tights. It was, even for me, as a dumb kid from Nebraska, I said, this is the saddest thing I've ever seen, is Adam West in a bathroom at a car show in Lincoln, Nebraska. And so I was there. I was as sort of his escort protector, so people wouldn't bother him. And he was there to sign autographs. And he was there, I think, for an hour, and then he left. He was flown in, put up for a night or two, paid, and left. That's how you made your money back then in the early 80s. And no one harassed him. People were very respectful, very happy to see him. He was very kind and very gentle. But boy, what a talent. The way he could make money was by putting on his Batman tights. And Gordon says then he made fun of himself on Family Guy. Yeah, and he was just the voice of somebody, right? On The Simpsons. Which was great, because he has a very recognizable voice. And as he aged into his luxurious career and Batman became a massive thing, 30 years after it went off the air, he ate it up and he played along and he would give interviews. He was a nice guy about it. On Family Guy, he was the voice of Adam West. That's interesting. Was he on The Simpsons, or am I not remembering that right? Now I have to look. Oh, and we're not even talking about NFTs. And he never went to an interview to say, I'm vengeance. I'm not sure I know what that means. The professor will have to explain it to me. I guess, Simpsons. Simpsons. I thought it was Simpsons. Meet Adam West. Gordon says from the new Batman film. Oh, Gordon, we've forgotten about that already. We've wiped it from my memory. Adam West character, Simpsons Wiki. I don't remember this at all. I must be remembering him from, as Gordon said, Family Guy. But it was very funny. He embraced his whole persona. Batman, Adam West. Terrific actor. And then they get stuck in these stupid sitcoms. And you can say the same thing for Steve Carell on The Office. He was sick of that show. And he got out as fast as he could because he thought he was going to have an acting career in the movies. Didn't really work out. And they tried to keep the show on for another couple of years after his contract ran out, and it was a total disaster. But that's usually what happens. People are forced to stay until their contract ends, and then they don't want to sign for any more years, and the show becomes something that it shouldn't be. And now we're taking a very brief blood pressure break, returning in a moment. And we're back from break. I'm David Bowles. This is Bowles.tv, BOLES.tv, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. I keep putting on my headphones, and then I keep forgetting that I have an echo, so I can't use them. Which is a little disconcerting because all I hear is the fan in the background. I can't hear my beautiful music. If someone were to join our Discord voice chat, I would put on my phones because I wouldn't be able to hear them otherwise. Well, while we're on break, it looks like we have some kind of dare from Professor Davidescu. And I have to dramatically read this. Dare I remind you, kind sir, that Steve Carell is in one of the most popular animated franchises right now? How dare you? And to that I say, I have no idea what you're talking about. Secondly, my point was that Steve Carell was very famous on The Office. People loved him on The Office. He tried to become a movie star based on his Office reputation. And while he was on The Office, he made a couple of funny movies that did well. All right? So he quits The Office thinking he's going to be a movie star. He made several movies. They all flopped. He could not carry a movie by himself. So he has now, I guess, gone back to television and is doing some kind of cartoon. Which is fine. That's what you do. That's the kind of life. And he has plenty of money. He is not like Russell Johnson or Alan Hale Jr. or even Bob Denver. He got a lot of money. He's not wanting for being taken care of. Gordon says, despite this, he has been in a movie every year since then, sometimes 2 or 3. But is it his movie? Is it a Steve Carell movie? That's what I'm asking you. If he has a little part in a movie, it's not the same thing. Not in Hollywood. He thought he was going to be the next Jim Carrey. You go see a Jim Carrey movie because it's Jim Carrey. You go see a Adam Sandler movie because it's Adam Sandler. You go see a Robin Williams movie because it's Robin Williams. You don't go see a movie because it's Steve Carell. Hey, Gordon says, the kids' movie series, Despicable Me, is getting its 4th release in 2024. Yeah. Not my kind of movie. But I understand what you're saying. But I don't think voice actors, in my opinion, matter to Hollywood. They seem to matter to the fans because the whole Buzz Lightyear movie has flopped with Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear. They want Tim Allen. And I agree. Chris is not he doesn't have a great voice. Tim is a great voice actor. You want Buzz Lightyear to sound like Tim, but you can't really hire someone who could imitate Tim because you can. But if you do that, then Tim is going to sue you for infringement on his likeness. And he would win because that's what they're doing. So they try to go for another Captain America, superstar, big bravado. It's not happening in the voice. And it's not because of the lesbian kiss. That's ridiculous, stupid. Oh, it's a woke movie. No, Chris Evans is not very interesting as an actor. Right. Hey, it's Gordon. Commissioner Gordon from the Batman television series, not the recent Batman movie. But the notion of the Lightyear film was that the toy Buzz Lightyear was based on a movie, and that is the movie they put out this year. Right, it's just all confusing. None of it really makes sense to me. And it doesn't make sense to people who are not really paying attention either. All they want to know is what happened to Tim Allen. And why is Chris Evans there? It doesn't sound like Buzz Lightyear. That's just the comments that I'm hearing from people, like in the lobby talking about things on the street. I don't really care enough to know about it, honestly. Hey, it's Gordon again. I would not tell that you think Chris Evans isn't interesting to her face because she will be quite unpleasant. Well, if she were here, I would tell her. I live to destroy the dreams of children and animals, but not cats, because cats are people. But no one wants to hurt any children, especially not one named Malka. And Chris Evans is fun. He's had an interesting career. He was what I don't know the name, Johnny Fire, in the original horrible Fantastic Four movie. And he has now said that Johnny Fight. And now he says that he wants to play that role again in the universe. Oh, Gordon's back. She and Elizabeth are seeing Lightyear this week. I am apparently is in your camp and is not interested. My kind of guy. There you go. It's interesting he doesn't want to go to the movie, though. That's very interesting to me. And the whole Minions thing, I don't get it. I'm old, I'm frumpy, sometimes a little cranky. And as I said yesterday, I'm very resentful of the Minion bug that is ruining my John Wick experience this week. It's still there, and they're still showing John, and it's still there. And the IHOP, I don't get it. I don't even know what a Minion is, honestly. Some of them have one eye, some of them have two eyes. They look like Twinkies. Now, my wife has actually seen one of the movies, and she thought it was funny. I have yet to succumb. Gordon says, I am in the, if it's on TV, and Malka is watching it on Disney Plus in the future, for example, I'm not going to run away. Well, it's nice that you won't run from your child, Gordon. I give you compliments. Children like to have company of their parents. And now to continue our off-screen divergence from our NFT experience. This is, I think, the most important Twilight Zone episode we could ever watch. Called He's Alive. Gordon says, if she says Daddy Lightyear is on, sit with me, I'll be like, okay. Good. I'm glad you're invited. At least you're invited, Gordon. You don't have to force your way into the watching of the Buzz Lightyear movie. Celebrate the small successes. And by the way, can you go make me a baked potato before you come in? But don't add any parsnips to it because I won't eat it. Gordon says Twilight Zone is on Paramount Plus for what it's worth. I did not know that. I will look up this episode. Oh, Gordon, you're going to watch this. You're going to understand why Dennis Hopper was a big, big star. And it's really frightening. And it's an hour. It's an hour. And CBS did not appreciate what they had in Rod Serling whatsoever. They were cruel to him. Was it the second season? They cut his budget. They took away his film cameras and said, just use video. And so he did. And he wrote around the restrictions. And he would put it all on one set. And he relied on excellent, excellent acting. And then somehow, years 3, and then he got more money. But they were very cruel to him. So this is the summary of He's Alive. A tiny neo-Nazi organization struggles pathetically to succeed in a big city. A mysterious figure begins to ruthlessly guide a young, insecure U.S. Nazi leader, and the group begins to draw more attention. Gordon says a good artist, they say, will get handed restrictions and laugh in their face and make art anyhow. That's exactly what Rod Serling did. He was really punished for it. And CBS now, I know they wishes that they were kinder to him because he was a super duper genius. He could write, direct, produce every show that of the Twilight Zone. He had a direct hand in its creation, except for one, which I will share with you in a moment. Peter Vollmer is the leader of a small neo-Nazi movement in a large American city. He's having trouble. After a particularly bad rally, he hears a voice and sees a man standing in the shadows. He begins to advise Peter on what to say and how he can structure his message to make it more appealing to his particular audience. Peter has success, but his mentor begins pushing him to extremes. There is a limit, however, and there is a voice of reason in the mob that seems so willing to follow him. Gordon says, once we're done discussing this episode, check out this relevant link. We will and we shall. Here are the photos from the show. It's magnificent. We recognize him, right? Been on a lot of shows. Oh, and who's the mysterious stranger who's advising Dennis Hopper? And it's beautifully done. And if you're watching it during the Trump years, you're shaking. And if you're watching it post-Trump years, you're shaking. Because this is the game plan. It's all about emotion and controlling people and showing what they know and what they think. And there are people who are persecuted who stand up and say, we're not doing this. Now check out this link from the commission. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. These 12 women shown in this picture have 775 confirmed Nazi kills. Oh, I love that. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love that. Now, this is probably the most important episode of The Twilight Zone that people don't really know was an episode of The Twilight Zone. An occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge. It's a magnificent short film, half an hour. Film students all across the world watch it. And there are people who've seen it before who ruin the ending, which I'm not going to do. But Rod Serling, this is how you know how he's a great talent. Talent recognizes talent. And he saw this Ambrose Bierce story made into a movie, and he thought that it was so genius that he would dedicate an entire episode of The Twilight Zone to showing an occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge. Not just because it fit the tone and the intention of The Twilight Zone, but because it was an absolutely fantastic, beautifully made film. And I've shown it to my students, and there are students who just cannot keep a secret and who at the very end ruin it for other people. And I've learned to recognize them. And I say, you know what? You've already seen this. You can go. I don't want to be penalized for not being in class. I won't penalize you, but I don't want you to be bored. You've already seen it. So you can go ahead and leave. And oh boy, they run for the door. And I say, thank you. Because the rest of these kids are going to have an experience that they will always, always remember and never forget. An occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge made its U.S. debut on Rod Serling's Twilight Zone. And you have to find the episode because Rod, like he always does, introduces the movie, explaining why, how he found it, why it's an important movie. And it's beautifully, beautifully done. It will whip your head around. Hey, speaking of whipping, let's go back to Facebook and our NFT experience. So, as a test of the NFT, I decided yesterday to use this NFT of the delicious Jana Marie Sweetheart, saying, hey, Facebook, what is this? What? Ah, it's an ASL NFT. Okay, beautiful. Now, she made that a month ago. And it's a video. Excuse me, something in my eye. And I told the Facebook people, oh, hey, it's Gordon. I like how at the end of certain episodes, you'll see Rod Serling standing in a set saying next week, and then he talks about the episode that was filmed on the set where he's standing. Absolutely. I love that. The original Twilight Zone, where it's Rod talking to us, and he's smoking And that's what killed him. But you could tell he got a lot of inspiration from the smoking. And it's a time and a place that we will never have again. No one has met the genius of Rod Serling in that sort of format drama. And so it was comedy. And he found the best actors and made their careers. And they have Rod Serling to thank. And some, like Jack Klugman, he loved Jack Klugman. He used him over 3 or 4 times over the course of The Twilight Zone. Really terrific. And Jack Klugman always became Jack Klugman. Jack Klugman was Jack Klugman. Steve Carell is Steve Carell. Jim Carrey is Jim Carrey. There's no acting there. Adam Sandler's a little different. He's interesting. But Jack Klugman in The Twilight Zone, he's different in every show. And that's the writing and that's the directing. And that shows that if Jack Klugman wants to be different and interesting, he can be. And in Quincy, MD, the TV show, he was a different person than he was on The Odd Couple. But he had much deeper talent than that. So yesterday, after all this got turned on, I thought they were not allowing video NFTs. Because when we made this video and I told Facebook, hey, we have a video NFT, and they said, oh, no. We're not doing animated and we're not doing movies with the alpha. We're just doing static. So I thought, okay. And I told Jana Marie, and she was like, oh, they don't like it. I said, no, it's not they don't like it. They didn't even see it. And then a week before the alpha test started, you get an email saying animated GIFs are supported. What? Video supported? Huh? Thought, okay, well, I'm going to find out. So yesterday I posted this, right? And I pinned it to my Facebook page. Wonderful. Loved it. Got a lot of nice comments, right? People shared it on Facebook. And here's the one thing I really, really, really don't like about Facebook. You want to be open. You want to share, right? Yes? Okay, I do. So a couple of Janice friends shared that video on their page. With likes and comments. Hey, Janet, nice to see you. Hey, all this neat stuff, right? All this wonderful, warm stuff. And then you go to our page where it originally appeared, and none of that is there. None of that celebration of what we're doing and Jan and Marie and ASL, and none of that's there. It doesn't appear on the original page. It appears on the page of the people who share it. Now, I know there are restrictions you can put in place where you only view it on the original page, but that's not really the idea of an open sharing network. So these other people shared from our business page now have all of these likes and comments that belong to us, but that appear on their page. It's very disconcerting. Now, I can click on that and get page insights, and I can see all this other activity that's happening to our content that we're not getting credit for. But we are. But when you come to our page, there's nothing there. No comments, no likes, there's nothing there. It makes it look like a complete and total failure. Which maybe we are, but we're not, because I click on the insights. So I shared this yesterday. It's so confusing between my personal account and my page, and it's painful. And then you have to scroll and scroll and scroll. So this is digital collectible. Okay, that's what's cool about this whole thing, right? Now, I didn't know that that's what this is. I thought we were going to have a whole page displayed of all our NFTs with little comments under them that we're sharing. I didn't know this was like just going to be a regular post where you put up the NFT. And it's just the only idea you have this is an NFT is because it says digital collectible on it, or you mentioned it up here. So this is the genius idea I had, and it looks like ads are moving. I've talked too long. I apologize if you're watching from home and you're not subscribed, but I'll finish the thought and then I'll take a break. Or maybe I won't take a break. I don't know. So this is what I did. I didn't realize, because this is an alpha test and it's not really clear, that if you click on the video or on the image, you get this. Hey, it's an NFT. And where it's coming from, what's a digital collectible, how you can get more information, what's the blockchain. Okay, that's really important, interesting stuff that is very, 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 very different than just a regular image that you would see on Facebook. So at 8 a.m. this morning, I decided I would get very, very smart and I would remain the super genius that I am not. And I would do what I have done before and go in and edit this post. And just at the very end, add a little line that, hey, if you want more information, click on the video and you'll get NFT information. I thought that would be helpful as part of a beta test. So I did it and I saved it. And then I got a message from the Facebook saying, hey, we're working on processing your video. Uh-oh. That was my first inkling that something might be wrong. And that said, we'll let you know when the video is ready. Okay. It's a 15-second video. So I waited, refreshed the page, nothing. The post completely disappeared. I waited 5 minutes, 10 minutes, the post completely disappeared. Now I'm sort of panicking because I have to restart my machine and get ready for this live show. So I go down here to my Soul Curry Art with Ishita, where I celebrated her yesterday in this very long and terrific interview. And I said, because I'm a glutton for my own punishment, I will edit this and add, hey, if you want more information about Ishita's art, click on the image and you get the information about the NFT. I edited, added that, saved, and nothing happened. Now, this didn't, the Ishita one didn't disappear like the Jana one did. It's still here. It's right here. But there's nothing here. Right after all this, right in between here is where I put, if you click more, get information on the NFT. Not there. It didn't happen. I edited it, saved it, it didn't save. Now this is the alpha test, so I'm going to have to report this to the authorities, but I'm a little disappointed. And I thought, if this one disappears, I'm going to be in trouble because this one was a lot of work to get up and formatted. And see, digital collectible, which I really super love. And I click on this. Hey, clicky. Right? Scroll. Defining moments. Meow. This is all from the wonderful Ishita. All the information. A wallet connected to this page owns the collectible. Meow, meow. I wish we could do this with profile pictures. Maybe that's coming. I don't know, like they do on the Twitter. So it's neat. It works. But I messed it up. And now we're going to take a very brief blood pressure break. I'll come back and tell you more in a moment. And we are back here on Bowles TV. BOLES.TV. Television, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Hey! So to finish this thing with the Facebook test, so I panicked that I had deleted Jenna's video. The touchstone of our NFT experience on Facebook. And I just searched my whole page again on this break, and the original is gone. So I went to my Twitter feed because I had put this original on there, clicked through, it said it's no longer available. So somehow that whole post has disappeared, where the Ishita Banerjee one is still there, edited but unedited. This one I edited, didn't make it back. I don't know what happened. So I reposted it and said, click on what I wanted to say in the first place, click on the video to get the NFT information. Okay, so, and then all that. So we're starting all over. And then I added a comment explaining why we're seeing this all over again, even though it's a pinned post. So it's a big mess that I guess is of my own making. And I have to figure out how to recover from this. Although I don't have a lot of other video to share. Although I do have one sort of video from our friend Igba, which will be interesting to see what happens. And I probably should put up something else for Ishita, because I thought, you could pick clusters of images to do this. I didn't realize it was just like a straight post with a little, hey now, it's a digital collectible. So I'm not going to do another Q&A with her, but I will do a celebration of her, I believe, in a future update, which I believe is going to be right now. This is the beauty of a live show. Which one was it? One of these is long and skinny. Okay, this is the new one. Alloy. Blockchain info, all of that. Share to feed. Okay, so here we go. I have to make this right. So, what are you going to say? David Bowles. Now, this is where I think that I have it public, but that's the only option I have. I guess I've set up my page that way so anybody can take it. But in the new one that I just reposted from the mistake, I shared it to my personal Facebook page. But then I went to my personal Facebook page and looked at it. And it said the content was not available. So this is my personal page. Yeah. There's the Igba banner and the Ian Jones avatar. Now, both of these should be NFTs. NFT-able. But I tried this yesterday. If you click on them and say, upload, take it from your photos, NFT collectible is not an option yet, but I hope it will be one day. So we go down here, flip. See right here, this is what I don't understand. This content isn't available. My beloved superstar. It's the old one. How do I get rid of this now? Oh, can I not delete this? Save post, turn notifications on, report the post. How do I get rid of this? Oh, and it's pinned. How do I unpin it? This is the redo. Okay, I thought this was not available, but it is available. So can I pin this one? Oh, no. Oh, I know. I have to become myself. Now, isn't this funny? This is a person who works at our front desk in this building. He's on Facebook. I don't think she knows I'm on Facebook. But somehow Facebook knows that we know each other. find that terrifying. Okay, so meow. Unpin. I've learned that's the first thing. I try to pin, repin. I've learned it's best if you want to pin something, Twitter, Facebook, where unpin what's pinned, and then pin. You used to very easily be able to just pick something and pin it, and it gets replaced. But then something gets weird, and then everything freezes, and you can't do anything. So I've learned to unpin first, and then go pin what I want pinned. This is what I want pinned. Yay! And then I wonder, now this, I gotta delete this. Edit, pin, save, who can comment, edit post, edit audience. Oh, edit audience. I wonder if that's where I make it private. That's a good question. Turn off notifications, turn off. How do I get rid of this? Oh, there it is. Move to trash. Thank you very much. Yay! Holding my breath for 2 hours. Easier than I thought. Okay, so that's fixed. Now, I have to become my other self again. And just clicking on it's not enough because it doesn't become you until... Okay, now it did. Okay, so now I think I'm back to myself because it's right there. Okay, so that's done. Close this. Create post. I want to. But can I fix this first? Can I change the audience setting somehow? I don't know. Do I dare? I don't know. Can I change the audience? That's what I want to know. Hello, January. Sorry. Turn off translations, edit the date, delete posts, edit who can comment on your post. No, see, it's not there. Change your audience. It's not available. So I guess people can just, because it's a page, maybe people can do whatever they want to with it, and I can't do nothing. What's on your mind, old boy? Old bean. Well, a lot of things are on my mind. Twilight Zone. I have to think of something to say about Ishida. Here is another delightful example of Ishita Banerjee's fantastic NFT art as Soul Curry art. And I encourage you to click on the image to learn more this magnificent piece of abstract wonderment. Meow. Here is another delightful example of Ishita Banerjee's fantastic NFT art as Soul Curry art. Fix this. Beep, beep. And I encourage you to click on the image to learn more about this magnificent piece of abstract wonderment. In the deep, Lori. Meow. We'll let you know when your post is ready. Does that happen on everything? I don't remember that happening on everything. I somehow have a feeling this is like NFT related somehow. I don't know why. So let's go back to our page, refresh. It's the refreshment that refreshes. Oh, hey! I love it when the commissioner plays along. This is so confusing. What person am I today? I don't know. Let's check. Let's switch. So there's that. The pinned Jana Marie. And it's a little fuzzy, though. Here's another like from Zambo Meow Meow. Sheet of Banerjee. Great. Insights unavailable for this post. And I don't know why. Well, I think it's good enough for government work, as they say. I can't boost it. Don't know why. Insights are unavailable for this post. Okay. Well, that's good. So we've done Ishida twice, which is good. Now, this one seems to be very clear to me. This one seems to be a little fuzzy. Maybe because it's so long or something? I don't know. Okay, so there you get the whole thing. Beautiful. All right, that's fun. I believe I've done the work that needs to be done. So she's great. So I thought she was going to get one Q&A with with two images. So she got one Q&A with one image, and then she got a second post. So if there's complaining to be done, it's not coming from me. Talked about so many interesting things. Love the Twilight Zone. When I was young, high school, I wrote a Twilight Zone episode. Just for myself and my friends. We were going to film it, and then we decided to film something else. But it's there somewhere. I think it's on my Bowls.com web page. Now I have to go check. Where would it be? Scripts. Stage, television. To be Sterling was the first screenplay I wrote, but that's not it. I know I have that Twilight Zone. Oh, there it is, Twilight Zone. Meow. Oh, Gordon beat me to it. Now that's embarrassing. It's not embarrassing. It's wonderful, actually. Twilight Zone, another 12-year-old hero. And these comments are from my sort of friend, Greg Kubicek. Thank the Bing search engine. I think Bing is doing very well. People are not really liking the Google. So I gave this to my friend Greg, who is a cinematographer and a producer friend of mine. We grew up doing things together. He's a couple of years older than I am, which when you're young is everything. And he is a bigger fan of The Twilight Zone than I am. I had a book called The Twilight Zone Companion that details every episode ever made with everyone who's in it with detailed pictures and stories. And I showed it to my friend Marshall Jameson at the Nebraska TV Network, who was my mentor and friend at the time. And he knew all those people because he worked at CBS at the same time. He said, do you mind if I borrow your book? Because I just want to read. He didn't like Twilight Zone. He said, it's a cheap ending. It's always a surprise, a trick. Dramatically, it's awful. But do you mind if I borrow your book? So he did, and he never gave it back. So I bought another one, The Twilight Zone Companion. Fantastic book. So I wrote this. Every script I wrote, I gave to Greg to read, and he would make these horrible, heartbreaking comments. And so I left them in. Because it's very specific. You can read the whole script. And it was a lot of fun to write. I loved the idea of the episode. But this goes back to my thing that I say before, you can't really do anything called The Twilight Zone, another 12-year-old hero, because you're polishing a car you don't own. So if we were to do this, we'd call it, nothing to do with the Twilight Zone, but it would be Twilight Zone-ish. Which is okay. That's a lot of fun. Did I show this? I don't think I showed. Did I show this? I can't remember. There it is. The Twilight Zone. Another 12-year-old hero. Wow. Love it. Very happy. I'm so glad I don't throw any of these things away. But all of these scripts are now digitized, thank goodness, but I saved them all on paper. Because they were written on that big Kaypro that you saw before. And I don't have that machine. I don't have access to the discs. I have the discs, but I don't have any way to read the discs easily currently in my current situation. So it's been a wonderful show today. I thank you so much for joining us. We're here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. If you have any questions or concerns, you can email me, david@bowles.tv. You can find us on Twitter @David Bowles, super follows to follow. You can find us on Facebook with our NFTs. BOLES is the main page. On Instagram, we are Bowles Books. They're also doing an NFT test, but we're not involved there because we're not really ever involved there. And Gordon says, I suppose you know that I will say, thanks for having us. And for that, I say thank you so much, Gordon. Should make that into a exclamation point command where you can just type exclamation point and thanks. And I appreciate you being here and joining in all the festivities and fun. On TikTok, we have some videos up now. Bowles TV. Shocking. For us, if I can find it. A tickensy talkensy, as the kids say. Now, these are just our videos we put up there. 50 views, 38 views, 54 views. For us, that's terrific because we're not really on TikTok. Now, the original Jana Marie one where she talks about the dog droopy ears, 546. You can't beat that. But that's Jana Marie. What are you going to do? She's unbeatable. And this was just a test of some silly software we were given to see if we would. With TikTok. And it did. Cross clip is what it's called. So now we know it's easy to get stuff on the TikTok. So we'll keep doing that. And of course, Discord. Always there. Always hungry for information and for sharing. So I hope you have a good nap and wonderful sleep. I hope you wake up well. I'll see you again in a day or two. And when ye shall awaken, may your soul be filled with joy and belonging. I'll see you tomorrow.